doing today?
I'm doing good.
All right. I asked you your name yesterday, Dave.
David White.
So, yeah, I want you to, if you don't mind, give me a walk around the history of everything here for the channel, you know.
This is the headquarters of the Durant-Dort Carriage Company,
Okay.
which was the largest volume producers of carriages in the United States.
Okay.
This building is considered the birthplace of General Motors because it's in the Billy Durant's office on the second floor.
Oh, really?
Where he started putting together the segments of what would become General Motors in 1908.
Oh, really?
And that first contact was, of course, with Charles Stewart Mott, that made the axles, Weston Mott, asking him to make the axles, and then Mott saying he'd just move his factory right to Flint.
Oh, really? Okay.
But the Durant-Dort Carriage Company played an even bigger role because they saw that Flint needed more industry, so they purchased property in the north end of Flint and made an industrial park.
Okay.
They had a couple of their buildings up there, the paint and varnish works for the carriage company, a wheel company was up there. So they had plenty of room, you know, for Buick Motor Company.
Okay.
When that came to be in 1904. And here we have some pictures of Billy, some original advertising for the Flint Road Card, which was the original name of the company, and then some original pictures of the building over the years.
Right. Wow. So what was this? They wasn't involved in the rail system at all, was they? Or what?
No, it's the building in the background that says Durant-Dort.
Okay, I got you. All right, so what was this here now?
An advertisement for the Patterson carriage. Billy Durant went to him to make the first carriages because they had an idea and a patent, but they didn't have a factory to build the carriages.
Okay.
So he hired Mr. Patterson to build his first road cars.
Okay.
They became so successful that Mr. Patterson started building his own.
Oh, really?
And then at that point, Billy realized he needed to get his own factory. He couldn't depend on Mr. Patterson to do the work for him.
Right. So, all right, so what is this here now? This is one of the carriages here?
This is
or
an original Durant-Dort carriage.
Wow. That's nice. What year is that? Do you know?
Pardon?
What year is that?
We don't know for sure, probably around 1907.
Okay.
The carriage company continued to 1917.
Okay.
And they did make two trucks in 1911 and 1912.
Okay. And what year did they start producing cars?
They started building the Dort Motor Car Company in 1916.
Okay.
And then stopped in 1920.
All right. And then with Buick, it was somebody named Dave Buick, wasn't it?
David Buick,
that
yeah.
started. And then what he got out of it, or something from what I remember, and then Durant and them took over at that point, or what? How did that go?
David made the car first in Detroit.
Okay.
And the engine. Didn't have enough capital to take it to the next step. So he met with Mr. Whiting of the Flint Wagon Works.
Okay.
And the Wagon Works bought the rights to the Buick.
Oh, okay.
Brought it to Flint.
Okay. Brought it to Flint. Okay. I got
So
you.
they started, but they didn't know exactly what they were doing, but they knew that Billy Durant could sell anything.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's when they contacted him and brought him into the fold, and he became
All right.
the salesperson.
And then eventually, all they hooked up with GM and sometime they all forged together and created GM later on, didn't they, or what?
Well, Billy did, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's something though. So anything else you?
Do you want to go?
Yeah. Walk me through if you don't mind.
Structure with red.
See, and that's where
It had an
So this is telling the whole history here then, huh?
Yeah.
1900. Then after a 1906
So
fire,
what's on the wall here?
a full third floor was added. Half the flat roof, similar to the
The sign
original
at the
structure.
top is the original
Everything in
sign
between
from this
has
building.
been gone for at
Okay.
least
We had a
30
replica
years,
made.
either from
Some
neglect
sign and steel.
or fire.
The wheel is called the Blue Ribbon wheel.
The building was used by
The
various
officers
security agencies, including the
are in the
Junior Chamber
corner.
of Commerce and the American
The
Red
salesmen and staff are
Nearly
in the side
was
circle.
home to a veteran social
And then when it became the Dort Motor Car Company,
Okay.
they put the pictures of the Dort salespeople in the inner part of the circle.
I see there. Yeah.
When
So
GM
this, we
celebrated
don't
its
know where it
70th anniversary in 1983,
but it stayed in this
restoration was well
building.
underway. In 2008, GM
until we
turned
bought
100 and the office
Okay.
served as a backdrop for local
Across the
celebrations.
street. And they eventually donated it to the Sloan Museum.
Oh, really?
It's on loan to us, Sloan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to meet with somebody, I'm hoping.
The larger angle
This is-
section outlined in red
this
was
room
added around 1903.
Back during the carriage
That's pretty
sale.
much how it remained for
Okay.
years. Used to the end
Wow.
of Flint's carriage industry.
And this is how it looked just prior to us buying it.
Okay, the cafe or whatever. Yeah, okay.
It was used as a
Wow. So what's in the room here? What did they do all in here?
1985, a restoration project was started and
These are,
opening in
this is the general office area for the company and that, but this is a piano that was given to Billy Durant and his first wife by his father-in-law.
Okay.
Obviously, he divorced his first wife, married his secretary,
Oh, really?
and so whether that was the reason the piano was removed from the house, it was sent over to the family cottage in Pentwater, Michigan,
Okay.
which is right on Lake Michigan, where it stayed until the 1980s, when one of the descendants of Billy Durant, is actually Billy's second cousin,
Okay.
gave the piano to Professor Sharpsburg
All right.
from General Motors Institute, now Kettering University, who was an avid Durant historian.
Okay. Wow.
So
is
we
this
tried to bring back things
close
from
to?
the vehicle city prior to 1930
Okay.
in this building.
In this
here.
building here. Okay.
So we have a kind of an eclectic collection. Behind you is Fayon's tile from AC Sparkplug, which started in Buick.
Oh, so they see
became
spark
part
plug.
of
They used to
General
make
Motors.
tile work. They used to make tiles.
Yeah, they found out that they couldn't turn the kilns off at night. It took too long to start them up the next
The
morning.
next morning,
So
right?
they needed something to keep the kilns going overnight. So
Okay.
they came up with architectural tiles.
Oh, really? Wow,
And
I never knew that.
The vases that we have were made by the designers of the tiles in their spare time. They
Okay.
were never sold, but the tiles were sold.
So these tiles went on the wall?
Yes.
Really?
In entrances or around
Wow.
fireplaces.
Look at that.
In schools. These tiles are like brand new. They were given to executives of AC, either for retirements or birthdays.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But there's a ton of houses in the area that from the teens and 20s that still have these
In this area.
in this area.
Wow.
And you can probably find it around the country as well, but I mean, they even made this picture here is for a ship. This is being made for a swimming pool area.
Wow. And what year was that, or do you know?
This would be around 1915, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, me and the wife, we was over looking at the Nash house,
Yep.
and she just pointed out to me how the gate open. You pull that rod, and it's still it's still working today. You pull that rod, and then the door open, and then it pops back in place. I'm like, wow.
That young man I was talking to in the backpack here
Yeah.
is the new owner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
I wish I'd have knew that.
closing on it right now.
Wow. Okay, because I was talking to some lady just walking down the street with her baby, say she's friends with him,
Yeah.
and she was telling me about, the Nash house yesterday. So that was the new owner. Okay. Because they trying to reserve the houses in this area, from what I heard.
Right.
Bring them back instead of tearing them down.
We started, the neighborhood is called Carriagetown Historic Neighborhood.
Okay.
We started it back in the 80s
Okay.
to try to preserve the history in that, and we've had a lot of wins, but a lot of losses too.
Right. They tore some down or whatever. Yeah.
And then now we're getting a lot of new growth, new businesses.
People wanna. Yeah. Wow.
In apartments and townhouses. This radio here is a 1929 General Motors radio.
A General Motors radio.
Long before the Delco
Really?
or anything. It only lasted about 3 years because of antitrust laws forced them to stop production.
Wow.
It doesn't
GM
work.
radio. Huh?
It does work.
It
We
does
had it,
work. Okay.
restored.
Wow. That's nice. So over here now, up on top is that
That's Billy.
that's okay, Durant. And then
That's
is
his wife.
this his wife and kids there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then, are these the kids here, like with the Buick? I mean, the door.
These are just
Just kids
blow-up
with their.
photos that we bought
Oh,
off of eBay that
okay.
related to Flint
Oh,
and
okay.
automobiles.
Okay. I
We
got
would
you.
love to find a pedal car.
Oh, really? So anybody out there that's got one, get in touch with them here. All right. And these are stocks from back then?
This is stock from the Durant's auto venture in 1920 after he left General Motors the second
okay.
time.
The second time. Yeah, I heard about that
So
too.
the Durant Motors and the Flint Motor Company.
Right.
Flint Motor had a factory here in Flint.
Oh, okay. All right. A lot of history here, guys. Yes, sir.
There's a carriage company. Not only do they make trucks, but they make
How
bicycles,
many bicycles
as well.
there? Okay. Wow.
Here's a badge from the bicycle. They
Okay.
haven't actually found a bicycle yet.
Oh,
Still
okay.
looking for
Still looking for one? You never know. Somebody might pop up and say, hey, I got one here. But yeah, so wow, that one rolled 4 people, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's pictures of the Imperial wheel. They made the wheels for the carriages. And this was located up in Oak Park, where Buick eventually was built.
Okay. Wow. It's nice.
And the Varnish Works, which was called Flint Varnish Works, was eventually bought out by DuPont
Oh, really?
and operated there until the
So
1990s.
They had their hands on a lot of little everything, huh?
Yeah.
At one point, huh? Wow. I got you.
There's various advertisements
Carriages.
from
Okay.
various vehicle companies in Flint.
So the Patterson, that was
This is interesting.
1400.
But this is George Wilson, was interesting because he actually worked for the carriage company here, but on the side he had his own company as well.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, this is nice.
You wouldn't see that happen today. We found the safe from the W.F. Stewart Company, which made the bodies originally for Durant-Dort, but then
Oh, really?
made the first bodies for Buick as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's all right. So a
And
lot.
this cabinet here was in one of the Durant-Dort buildings here on Water Street.
Okay.
Has been restored.
All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate you taking me for a walk around here. Look at that. Yes, sir. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking out time with me, or is it more?
I can show you, we can go further, just let me put this program back on.
Okay.